Hello, hello students. Uh, I hope you all are doing good and preparing for your KCET exam. In today's session, I'll be solving previous year questions that were asked from vectors chapter in KCET exam. Okay, so this session is going to be helpful. So we'll be discussing different techniques that we can use to solve these questions easily. Okay, I would suggest you to uh, watch this video at 1.25x speed or more depending on your requirement. Okay, and pause the video, try to solve the question on your own, and if you're not able to solve the question, you can look the solution part. Okay, so this way you'll be able to develop your problem solving skills. Okay, so let's start the today's session. So today we are going to discuss questions on vectors chapter. Okay, so let's start. So what have we got? So the first question that we have is, if vector A uh, I cap plus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap, magnitude of vector B is 5 and the angle between A and B is pi by 6, then the area of the triangle formed by these two vectors as the two sides is. We know that area of the triangle is given by this formula. I hope everyone remembers this. Half magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B, and the sine theta. Theta is the angle between the vectors. So this gives us the area of the triangle. Okay, so here magnitude of vector B is already given, the angle is already given, the magnitude of vector A we need to find out, but the vector A is given. Okay, so let me write down the vector A, I cap plus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap, right? I need to find the magnitude of this vector. How do I find the magnitude? I just have to take the square root. Okay, 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square, right? The sum of squares of each of the component, square root of that thing will give me the magnitude, right? So this is equal to 9 and this is equal to 3. Okay, now I just have to substitute these values in my formula. So magnitude of vector A is 3, magnitude of vector B is already given, which is equal to 5, and sine of pi by 6, sine 30 is 1 by 2 as you all know, so this comes out to be 15 by 4. So the correct answer is option C. Okay, so this is how you can solve this question. Let's move to the next question. So we have got here uh, vector A, which is equal to I cap plus 2 j cap plus 3 k cap if vector B such that the dot product is equal to magnitude of vector B whole square and the magnitude of the difference of the vector is root 7, then what is the magnitude of vector B? So here there is one technique that we use to solve questions of vectors, the squaring technique. Okay, so you can apply this method to solve many questions of vector. So just squaring the given vectors. So here we have got A minus B. Let me just square that. On squaring I get A square plus B square plus 2 A bar dot B bar. Okay, so so again here I need to find the magnitude of vector A. So I know what is vector A, that is given. So it is I cap plus 2 j cap plus 3 k cap. So the magnitude is nothing but the square root of the sum of the squares. 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. So this comes out to be 14. So here I want the square. So this is going to be like this, square of vector B magnitude. Okay, and this thing I can replace this a bar dot b bar with b square, right, because this information is given here, right. On solving this, and what about my left hand side? The magnitude of this is root 7, so this is also given, so I just need to substitute that. So what do I get? Let me see. Oh, I'm so sorry. So the magnitude of vector b is not given, right? That is what we need to find. I'm so sorry, we cannot substitute that here. Okay, one more mistake is this is going to be minus now. I'm sorry. Okay, this is minus. Okay, yeah. So on simplifying this, I get minus b square, right? So what will be my magnitude? It is going to be root 7, right? So what have I done here? I have taken the square of this this vector, and I substituted the values, expanded it, and did the simplification work. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So this is an interesting question. If the direction cosines of a vector of magnitude 3 are so and so, and then the vector is, we are given the direction ratios. Let me write them down. 2 by 3. Let's use the standard letters to denote their direction cosines. So using the direction, if you remember, using the direction cosines, we can form a unit vector. Let me call that v cap. So let it be 2 by 3 I cap minus 1 by 3 j cap plus 2 by 3 k cap. So it has got a magnitude of 3 units, so 3 times of the unit vector. So that will give me right. So the 3 gets cancelled. I am left with 2 I cap minus j cap plus 2 k cap. So it is 2 I cap minus j cap plus 2 k cap. So which option? Yeah, option A is the correct one, I guess. Yeah, so this is how you solve this kind of question. Okay, so using the direction cosine, I was able to get the unit vector, and a vector of magnitude 3 units is nothing but 3 times of the unit vector. Let's move on to the next question. So this is a pretty easy question. We are given this expression, 2 times of the dot product is equal to product of their magnitudes, then the angle between the vector a bar and b bar is, let that angle be theta. Okay, the expression, we know one relation between the cos theta and the dot product, right? This is the relation. I think everyone remembers this. So we'll be using this. So just substitute what is a bar dot b bar, like from the question. It is half of the product of the magnitudes, right? So this gets cancelled. I am only left with 1 by 2. So cos theta equal to 1 by 2, which means theta equal to 60 degrees. So the correct answer is option D. Okay, so this was a pretty easy question. You just need to know this relation between the dot product and the cos theta. Moving to the next question. So this is an interesting question. This was asked twice. Okay, so we have got two unit vectors, a bar and b bar. The angle between them, we need to find the angle between them, and we have got one more unit vector, which is root 3 a bar minus b bar. So root 3 a bar minus b bar. This is also a unit vector. This is a unit vector. Let me just write that. It's a unit vector. Okay. So again, we'll use the squaring technique. Let me just take the square of this. What do I get? I get 3a square plus b square minus 2 root 3 a bar dot b bar. As we know, the vector a and b are unit vectors, so this is just going to be 3 plus 1 minus 2 root 3. So again, if I expand this dot product, it is going to be magnitude of vector a and magnitude of vector b multiplied with the angle between them. So the magnitude is 1, so I'm just ignoring that, I'm just taking down the cos. So this comes out to be 4 plus minus 2 root 3 cos theta. And we also know, the square, right? The magnitude of this vector is 1, so that is given, so square of that will be 1. So what have I got here? So it is minus 3 is equal to minus 2 root 3 cos theta, right? So this is going to be cos theta equal to root 3 by 2. So my theta is going to be 30 degrees, right? Okay, let's move to the next question. So here we are given this expression a plus b plus c is equal to 0. The magnitudes of vector a, b and c are given. Then the angle between a and b is asked. Again, we'll be using the squaring technique that we used previously. Let me just write that down. So we have 3 variables here. I'll take a square. This is I'm just writing it as a. I'm denoting with the a, the magnitude. Okay, I am ignoring the modulus. So this is how you expand your expression. So okay, now the question is asking us what is the angle between a and b. Okay, this expression is not required. Here we need to just transform this equation slightly, right? I can do that, and squaring on both sides, I get a square plus b square plus 2a bar dot b bar and c square. Let me just substitute the values. 3 square plus 5 square plus 2. I am expanding the dot product. Let theta be the angle between them, so I can write here cos theta. So my c square is going to be 7 square. Now on simplifying this, I get my cos theta as 25, 34, 15. So this is going to be 1 by 2. If I simplify this, you can try that. So my theta is equal to pi by 3, 60 degrees, right? So option C is the correct option. Let's move on to the next question. So in this step, I have actually done squaring. Okay, so I have done squaring on both sides and solved the question. So again, here what we have got 3 vectors a, b, c. The magnitudes are given. Each one of the vector is perpendicular to the sum of the remaining. Then a bar plus b bar plus c bar is equal to. Okay, so this information is important. So each of the vector is perpendicular to the sum of the remaining. Say we have got vector a bar, and we know one more information that we will be using here is dot product of perpendicular vectors is 0. So vector a bar a is perpendicular to the sum of the other 2 vectors, right? That is given in the question. So the dot product is going to be 0. Let me write down the other expressions also. Similarly for vector C, okay, if I add these, you can do that. I'll get okay, this is what I get. Okay, so as I previously expanded that square, similarly I will be doing it again. So if I do a square for this, we'll be using the squaring technique. Okay, if I expand this, I get a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus bc plus ca. I get 9 plus 16 plus 25, and this is 0. I know that, right? And so this comes out to be 50, right? But we are asked the magnitude of that vector. So to find the magnitude, I can just take the square root of it. So this is nothing but 5 root 2. So the correct answer is option C. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What have we got? We have got cos alpha, comma cos beta, comma cos gamma are the direction cosines of a vector a bar. Then cos 2 alpha plus cos 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma is equal to. So there is a relation that we know. The sum of squares of the direction cosines is equal to 1. I hope everyone remembers this. Cos alpha, cos square beta plus cos square gamma. So this is the relation that we will be using. This is equal to 1, we know. But we are asked what is the value of this expression. Cos 2 alpha plus cos 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma. So we'll use the trigonometric identities to expand this. What is cos 2 alpha? It is nothing but 2 cos square alpha minus 1 plus 2 cos square beta minus 1 plus 2 cos square gamma minus 1. So this comes out to be 2 times of cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma minus 1, minus 3, sorry. So this expression is equal to 1. I think everyone knows that, everyone agrees on that. So this is equal to minus 1. So the value of this expression is equal to minus 1. So option C is my correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. What we have got. Okay, so here we have got two vectors, vector A and vector B, and they are orthogonal. Okay, orthogonal meaning they are perpendicular. If they are perpendicular, what happens to the dot product? Yeah, you're right, it becomes 0. So let me solve that. So the dot product is equal to 0. So I have to just substitute in that and I'll get my answer. Okay. Okay, so the dot product, I hope you remember how to find the dot product. Okay, you have done in your board exams. 2 lambda plus 3. So my lambda is equal to minus 5 by 2. So correct answer is option C. So this was a very easy question. We just need to know that dot product of two vectors that are perpendicular is equal to 0. Let's move to the next question. Again, we'll be using the squaring technique here. So we have got three vectors A, B, C. They are unit vectors such that the sum is equal to 0. Then the value of their sum is equal to. So they are asking us this. A plus B plus C is equal to 0. So I'll use the squaring technique. If I square this, what do I get? Okay, this expression is known to you, right? So let me just write that down, and here I have 2ab plus bc plus ca, right? Okay, I know all of them are unit vectors. This is nothing but 1 1 plus 1 plus 2. This is the expression that I need to find out. Sorry, so these are vectors, not magnitude. These are vectors. So this is my expression. Let me call it x, and this, my left hand side is going to be 0. So this is nothing but 3 plus 2x equal to 0. So the value of my expression is nothing but minus 3 by 2. So option A is the correct answer, minus 3 by 2. Let's move to the next question. So this is a very easy question that has been asked number of times. Okay, so like from past 3 years he's asking this question, so it is an easy question, so you might expect this question. So let me write down that expression. We have got the cross product, the dot product, okay. So what is the cross product? It is nothing but the magnitude of the two vectors and the sine theta between them, right? So square of this one plus the dot product. When we are talking about dot product, cos theta comes into the picture. Alright, so what do I get? Mod a square, magnitude of vector a, magnitude of vector b, and sine square theta plus cos square theta, right? So what is sine square theta plus cos square theta? It is equal to 1, and this is equal to 144. I just need to substitute the values and I can find the magnitude of vector b. So let me quickly do that. Therefore magnitude of vector b is equal to 12 by 2. So the correct answer is option, oh sorry, okay, so this is 16, right? This is 16. So this is 3. I'm so sorry, the here the square of vector a is 16, right? So the correct answer is option C, that is 3. Let's move on to the next question. So we have got two vectors, vector a and vector b, that are mutually perpendicular, and they are asking us to find the expression, the value of this expression. So the two vectors are unit vectors, so let me just write that down. Their magnitude is equal because they are unit vectors, and they are mutually perpendicular, meaning a dot b is equal to 0. Okay, so we have got this data. Now let me find the value of the expression. 3a bar plus 2b bar 5a bar minus 6b bar. So let me expand this. What do I get? 15a square minus 18ab plus 10a square. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just 10ab, no? 10ab 2 6 are 12 minus 12b square. So these two are 0 because the dot product is 0. So I have got 15a square. A and the magnitude of vector a is 1. So this is just 15 minus 12. Magnitude of vector b is also 1. 15 minus 12 is nothing but 3. So the correct answer is option B, that is 3. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What have we got here? So yeah, this one is an interesting question. So we have got three vectors. Let me just write them down, and they are telling they are coplanar. Coplanar meaning all of three vectors lie on the same plane. Okay, I have got three vectors. all the three vectors lie in the same plane. Okay, so and I have been asked to find the value of this expression. Okay, so if I take the cross product of these two vectors, I'll get a vector which will be perpendicular to all these three vectors, right? So my approach to this question is, I'll first find the cross product of using these two vectors, and I'll multiply that with this vector. Okay, and equate it to 0, because dot product of perpendicular vectors is 0. So first let me find the cross product. Let me write both the vectors first. So to find the cross product, we take the determinant, right? One minus b minus j a minus 1 plus k ab minus 1. So now this vector is perpendicular to all the three vectors. Okay, so let me take the dot product with the third vector, so that I get a relation between the ABC. Okay, I can multiply it with any of the three vectors, okay, to find, but as our expression has all the three variables ABC, so I am choosing the third vector to multiply. Okay, if I take the dot product between these two vectors, what do I get? I get 1 minus b minus of a minus 1 and c times of ab minus 1. So this dot product is equal to 0. Okay, what have I got now? So 1 minus b minus a plus 1 plus abc minus c equal to 0. So the value of the expression is abc minus a minus b minus c is equal to minus 2, right? So the correct answer is option B, minus 2. Let's move on to the next question. What have we got here? So we have got two vectors, vector a and vector b, and they are orthogonal. What does that mean? The dot product is 0, so a vector dot b vector is equal to 0, and one more information we have is their magnitudes are same. So first let's use this information, the dot product. Let's find the dot product. So this is equal to 0, so mu plus lambda minus 2 equal to 0. So I've got this relation. So the sum of these two is 2, and the other information let me use, the magnitudes are same. So let me square both the sides to get rid of the square root. Okay, I'm squaring it. So what do I get? 1 plus lambda square plus 4 mu square plus 1 plus 1, right? So lambda square is equal to mu square minus 3, right? So I've got these two expressions. So I can simplify this and find that out, but that is going to be lengthy. So I am going to use a trick here. I'll just try and substitute the options. What do I get? So if I substitute the first option, so this, it satisfies this expression, right? 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is equal to 2, but my option B also satisfies this relation. 1 by 4 plus 7 by 4 is equal to 2. Let me see whether it satisfies the second relation as well. So if I substitute the first option, let me see what do I get. Yeah, so if you simplify this, this equation is going to satisfy. So the correct answer is option A. So option B won't satisfy this relation. Okay, so this is not our right answer. So option A is the correct answer, so you can verify that. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, so this kind of question we have solved previously, right? So my the inside expression is going to be, and I'm going to write it directly. So it is nothing but mod A, magnitude of A square, magnitude of B whole square, and the other expression gets reduced using the trigonometric identity sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So this is nothing but the product of magnitude. This reduces to just product of magnitude, and both the magnitudes are given to us. So 16 4s are 64. You know this thing, right? Yes. Okay, let's move on. If so this is again an interesting question. If the angle between the two vectors is 2 pi by 3, the projection of vector A in the direction of B is minus 2, then what is the magnitude of vector A? So projection of vector A in the direction of B is given by this. Projection of vector A on B is given using this expression. So this is equal to minus 2. So let's substitute this and check. So the dot product can be expanded like this, right? Cos 2 pi by 3 so my B gets cancelled. Cos 2 pi by 3 is nothing but cos 120. Cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. So what is the magnitude of vector A? It is 4, right? Option A is my correct answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. What have we got? A unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing the vectors I cap plus 2j cap plus k cap and 2i cap plus minus 2i cap plus j cap plus 3k cap is. Okay, we have got two vectors and they are asking us to find a unit vector that is perpendicular to these two vectors. So here we will be using the cross product, because cross product gives us a vector that is perpendicular to the both the vectors. Okay, let me just write down both the vectors. What have we got? I plus 2j cap plus k cap, 2i plus j plus 3k cap. So I just need to take the cross product. I, j, k. So 1, 2, 1. So this is minus 2, sorry. Minus 2, 1, 3. So I have to find the determinant. 6 minus 1, 5 minus j. Let me call this vector as v. Okay. 3, 5 plus k, 1, 4. So this is also 5. So the magnitude of this vector is going to be 5 square, 5 square, 5 square, which is nothing but 5 root 3. So to find the unit vector, we just divide the given vector with its magnitude, right? So what do I get on dividing? So this is plus or minus, okay? So plus or minus, I get the 5 get cancelled, I minus j cap plus k cap divided by root 3. So which of the expression is matches? So option A is not correct. Option B, yes, it is correct, because if I multiply this with minus, I will get this vector, the option B vector. Okay, so correct answer is option B. Let's move to the next question. So here we have got two vectors. If the two vectors I plus j plus k and I plus 3j plus 5k represent the two sides AB and AC respectively of a triangle ABC, the length of the median through A is. Okay, so let's draw a rough figure and try to understand this. So here, as you can see, A is the common point, A, B, C. Let the triangle that 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 is formed be like this. So we need to find the length of the median through A. Okay, let me draw that median. So let me call this point D. So our goal is to find the length of vector AD, the magnitude of vector AD. Okay. So recall, we'll be using here this formula. Say a vector divides internally in the ratio m is to n. So the position vector of that vector is given by this formula. I think you remember this, mb bar plus na bar by m plus n. Okay. Here the vector AD is dividing equally because median joins the center points. These two are equal. That means m is to n is equal to 1 is to 1. So this expression reduces to a bar plus b bar divided by 2. Am I right? So I just need to substitute here and I'll get my vector AD. So it is 2i cap plus 4j cap and 6k cap, right, divided by 2. So this is equal to I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap. So magnitude of this is my vector AD. Okay, but I need the magnitude. So magnitude is nothing but the square root of the sum of the components. 1 square plus 4 plus 9, 10, 14, root 14. So correct answer is option D. Okay, so this was a good question. Yeah, this is an interesting question. Okay, so here we have got two vectors A and B. Those are unit vectors and theta is the angle between them. So we are asked what is the value of sine theta by 2. So to try this question, to approach this question, you can first observe the options, okay, and the squaring technique that we know. So here we have got two expressions, the sum of vectors and the difference of vectors. So which one to choose? Okay, so this comes with practice. Okay, so here in this case we have to choose the difference of vectors. So if I take a square of the difference of the vectors, what do I get? A square plus b square minus 2ab. So they are unit vectors. This is going to be equal to 1 minus 2 cos theta. Okay, so I can write this down as 2 1 minus cos theta. If your trigonometric identities are, if you can recollect them, this is equal to sine square theta by 2, right? Yeah, I got my thing. Okay, I want to find the value of sine theta by 2. So if I reduce this, what do I get? Sine theta by 2 is equal to the difference of the vectors divided by 2. Okay, so the correct answer is option C. So this is a similar question that we solved. We have solved two questions similar to this. So I'll be doing this directly. So this expression reduces to the product of the squares of the magnitude. Okay. So what have I got? The vector A, 6 square, the square of the magnitude of vector P. So I can find out what is my vector P. 144 divided by 6 square, which is nothing but 12 by 6. The correct answer is option C, that is 2. Okay, so that is all I have got. I hope this session was useful and you were able to learn different techniques to solve questions from vectors chapter, and I hope you can easily gain those 3 to 4 marks that are going to appear from this chapter. Okay, if this session was helpful to you, please like my video, and you can subscribe to my channel and click on the notification icon so that you don't miss my videos. Thank you students.